good leaders, well, they lean into a challenge, that they do. Like the president of Spain, Sanchez. He was criticised, he was, by the Orange von Schützenpanzer. He was saying that he should be expelled from NATO. Yeah, for not meeting or accepting the 5% of GDP for defence. That's rich, isn't it? Coming from a man who ain't managed to meet that challenge either. In fact, the way the US actually calculates their investment in military ain't the same anyway. They include all the payments to the veterans, etc., you know. That's not a defence spending, no. That is, well, that's social. That's socialism. Oh, well, they hate socialism. Maybe that's why they're getting rid of all these social care. Like, for instance, SNAP payments. They're going to let the hungry go hungry. Starve at Christmas, that they are. You're not even going to be able to have 2 dolls, let alone 1 doll with the tariffs that have been applied on China, for instance. Or it looks like some critical areas of tariffs to China are going to be removed by the Trump regime. Because China's got the upper hand, let's be honest, that they have. But that won't make any difference now. The damage is done. The damage is done. You see, those making orders for their Christmas stocks have done so already. They're already in trouble. That they are. So yes, like I say, you were lucky to get 1 doll, Donny. That you will. So there he was in the White House with Volodymyr Zelensky. All looked fairly cordial, but behind the scenes, it was not. Donald Trump, after his phone call with his mate and partner in crime in the Golden Showers, Vladimir Putin. After that phone call, Donald Trump just seemed to, do full circle on Zelensky. It was all looking quite good for Ukraine, and then he called up Vladimir Putin. And all shit is at the fan again, behind closed doors. The Orange von Schützenpanzer went hell on earth to convince Zelensky. Yes, he was shouting and yelling at him to sign on a dotted line to agree to Putin's terms, giving away succeeding land to Putin. Land that was never his and ain't his. It's not about Russia, it's about him. Maintaining his presidency of the United States of America. I forget, they're both Nazis, aren't they? I forgot. Anyway, Vladimir Putin. So, obviously that didn't happen. No. Well, the shouting bit did. The giving up land, no. Now Zelensky is a true leader. Mark Carney, elbows up. Oh yeah. Cheers. Our true leaders. Donald Trump once cornered, he is a little titty baby. That he is. He likes to suckle, that he does. On Mama's titty, if she was still alive, that is, you know. But you pick any old titty these days, as long as they're actually, I know. Well, it used to be about 12. It's probably been dropped a few years, considering that, you know, if they're young enough to bleed, they're young enough to... Yeah, you know what I mean, according to Trump and RFK Jr. Yeah, talking about RFK Jr., another Mr. Dumb. Fucking know what's going on with that one. He reckons, right? According to research and studies and that, you know, that young males in the United States are firing 50% blanks at the earlier. He reckons the sperm count is down by 50-odd%. I am absolutely positive that these youngsters will not mind. No, because they get to do it twice as often, don't they? You know, it's like when you're fit and virile and a young man, on the prowl, that you are, hoping for your mate, just for a bit of fun. Men are not to be trusted, including young men. We can't help it, all right? It's in our genetics. You can trust me, though, because I'm too feckin' tired. Alright? Constantly. So, we all know Trump is a fascist. Actually, talking about fascists and other dishonest... Oh, yeah, what about the Epstein files? Just, Mossad and all that. We want to see the Epstein files, but they haven't released him yet, have they? No, so the lengths they will go to protect that orange buffoon, that paprika Palpatine in the White House. People are actually starting to wake up. Some of the MAGA are starting to wake up. Those that were down the middle, swing voters, you could say. The others, well, the MAGA morons out there, well, they are lost. There's no change in their minds, is there? They're indoctrinated, that they are. They went into, Gestapo training camps, because most of them, they seem to work for the Gestapo. Yeah, ICE. That they do. Well... Unless they actually get nicked on the side of the road for being a drunken yob, driving with the kids in the back of the car and that, and get told to walk along a line and they're swaying all over the place. Yeah, like Scott did. Yeah, he got nicked, that he did, by the local traffic police. And he was trying, we stick together, we do, because we're feds. Oh, for God's sake, these people. They think they're special. But they're just the Gestapo. And Gestapo cowards that they are. See, the Gestapo didn't wear masks, did they? No. But these ICE certainly do. Well, in the Oval Office, there was Pete Kegseth, or Kegsbreath. He was there. Sitting opposite Zelensky with his Russian tie. These people are they're pathetic. They are pathetic. Do they honestly think it actually is a good look? Is their base, which is a rather small base actually? I know 80-odd million voted for the Orange von Shits and Pants, but that's dwindling fast. Those that don't want to admit it, that they voted for him. Voted for the fake promises. Have so much money, he said, because the tariffs and everybody now is broke. And at the food banks. People that would probably mocked people at food banks. Say they're freeloaders and stuff like that. Now queuing in free food banks. The military are queuing in food banks. For hours to get a bag of shopping. Groceries. Apparently the thing you put it in is called a grocery bag, according to Trump. The TSA at the airports is understaffed. Their traffic control. While the planes are crashing into each other on the runways, they're multitasking, that they are. Understaffed. Just making it worse, he is. And he ain't happy until he kills somebody. Oh, actually, they already have. Yeah, I say they offed someone, didn't they? They also shot some poor woman who's trying to get away. She survived, but, the other one was unalived, that he was. Trump stood there. He stood there, trying to justify his actions by mocking Europe, in particular the European Union. Saying 176,000 people died because they couldn't afford money for their aircon. Yes, it was too hot for them. They all died. No, they didn't. There was about 11,000 people, and we don't have aircon over here. Our temperatures aren't like your temperatures. You've got the hottest country in the world, according to Trump. But, Europe's temperatures have been a little bit excessive for this summer season. And yes, some people did die. 11,000, but it was most of the time was when they were out and about going to the shops and walking about, going on a bit of window shopping and stuff, and then they pack it on the side of the fucking pavement with their trolleys, shopping bags and what have you. Not necessarily in their homes for heat exhaustion. It's just lie after lie after lie. Speak the truth, shame the devil. That's my philosophy, and I'm going to stick to it, quite frankly. No. You can't trust any of these people. You can't even trust the orange von shits and pants and to send an armada, not a Spanish armada of oak, no, just an armada to North Korea. Can you remember the last time we sent an armada to North Korea and turned out they were going in the wrong direction? Maybe his GPS was upside down. I don't know. So stupid. Idiotic. They're dumb. That's what they are. They can't help it all to distract from the Epstein files. It is, you know. It really is. They're so dumb, and they are so desperate. So desperate to start a civil war, they are. But they failed. They failed at everything. They can't even start a civil war, it seems, so they can... Well, Trump can initiate the Insurrection Act and put the military against its people. People that they swore to defend. I would hope that they would not follow those illegal orders. But, you know, Trump is doing what he can to invoke the Insurrection Act, but they're failing. How the hell can you invoke an Insurrection Act against people in frog suits? No, not even, skin-tight frog suits, no. They're inflatable frog suits that look like frogs. And unicorns, and dinosaurs, and other creatures. And it was a sight to behold, dancing frogs everywhere. That's how you do it. You mock the feckers. It was impressive. Now, some people are saying it was 7 million people there, and other people are saying it's 11 million people. So let's say it's between 7 and 11. Well, you know. At least Christy knows. She gets 2 new jets. 173 or 78 million for 2 Lear type, you know, private kind of luxury jets. I wonder if they were tax-free. After all, it is in the BBB, the Big Beautiful Murder Bill. Well, everything is just so dumb. They can't help it. They really can't. That's just who they are, you know. It's in their breeding. Stupid is as stupid does. Forrest Gump, he was a very smart man, wasn't he? Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're going to get. And then, just the other day, Erica Kirk received her award. Or the Purple Heart or whatever she got, you know. Highest honours or something, you know. What the fuck was that all about? She looked like she'd just come from some burlesque dance somewhere, yeah. I was expecting to see Trump in his gimp suit. You know, I'm sure he's got one. You know, with the ball and everything in his gob. Or is it up his derriere? Oh. No, that's actually the chocolate starfish, that it is. But, you know, that was something weird. That woman, there's something not right there. You're not trying to tell me that she's mourning. She looks like she's feckin' celebrating the death of her husband, who was unalive for everybody to see. By somebody. Probably a low-down shot. And not by Tyler Robinson. There's no way he shot that man. No way. Erica Kirk. Why would anyone mic up and ask someone to video record you leaning over your husband's body? If it was her husband's, but it looked like waxworks to me, but you know. Who does that? That's not grieving. And for people to say, oh, people grieve in different ways, that's not grieving. No emotion. Fake tears. Rubbing her eyes and rubbing her nose and putting it back in her eye again, along with a greenie. It almost makes me feel that she had something to do with it. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Well, poor old Harry Sisson, the YouTuber, He got shat on the other day. Did you see it? Yeah, he got shat on. He got shat on by the orange one shits and pants. And yeah, he took his jet out, did old Donny. Took his jet out. Yeah, he put his mask on just over his mouth and not his nose. It's a shame he went high altitudes, but you know. Anyway, there he was, going flying over all the protests, showing the protests, masses of people, you could see. Masses and masses of people in this video that Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social. I thought, yeah, you weren't going to do that, are you? Going to show how many people are there. And then he let rip, didn't he? He squeezed one or two out that he did and shat on top of them all. Now, I would have hoped that somebody would have done some kind of rebuttal of Donald Trump's shitty video. His AI-generated video. It's very presidential, that one, ain't he? Oh, well. Oh, actually, somebody did. Oh, allow me to show you.
This is Fullen. I'm on the run over the resort. Payload armed. Copy that. Clear to drop. Roger. Releasing the gift.
It's everywhere! Who in the world did this? Look at me!
This is Fullen. I'm on the run over the resort. Payload
Let's do it one more time.
Copy that. Clear to drop. Roger.
Oh, yes.
It's everywhere!
Do you know what the difference here is, though? The difference is the man who did this isn't the President of the United States. How fucking dumb have you got to be to do something like that? Shitting on American people, which is literally what he's doing. Shitting on the American people. A whole load of fucking shit. Piling out of his old orange on shits and pants and chocolate starfish. I wonder if they're all going to be, you know, the tech bros going to be up there, one after the other, on their knees, suckling onto his old chocolate starfish. You know what he's like? Oh, blimey, he expects it, doesn't he? He does. Meanwhile, ICE keep discharging their weapons and people getting hurt. But on the other side of the pond, where there are other snake oil salesmen such as Nigel Farage, Michael Gove and Boris Johnson. Well, they shut up their feckin' United Kingdom with their Brexit. Shout on it, they did, yeah. And now the Chancellor is admitting that Brexit is shit. She's blaming Brexit for the state of the economy. Well, yeah. Quite frankly, hundreds of billions lost in trade. A massive 6% plus loss. It's mad. Will they reverse it? No, of course they won't, because they will hold on to their red wall, you see. But, you know, even the health secretary is saying it's shit. You see, these people ain't to be trusted, the snake oil salesmen. If it sounds too good to be true, the likelihood it is. Oh, sovereignty, they told us with the Brexit. You were told, make America great again. As if it was before. Absolute bollocks. You need good politicians who will stand up for the people. All the people, no matter what side you're on. You must be bipartisan to lead a country. The people have got to believe in you. Not the MAGA morons with one brain cell rattling about. No. In their little red hats. There's only one red hat I want, and that one's up there. It's a Canadian hat, and it is, yeah. I'm not even Canadian. There you go. Elbows up. You see, Mark Carney, he's the Prime Minister of Canada, and he leans into the challenge. Yes, he's coming across more hurdles than he may have expected. But they were always to be there. And he's doing what he needs to do to improve the lives of Canadians. See, unlike the orange one shits and pants and any of those snake oil salesmen, they are only improving their lives, making themselves richer. making the billionaires richer, giving them tax cuts, for which you have to pay. You having to pay, and you having to go to food banks to make these people richer. How is that right on any level? And why this is all going on? Jamie Dimon and others, including Tishizaki, whatever his name is, the guy who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They're all saying we're heading for one huge, almighty crash in the economy. Self-inflicted harm through these tariffs. Now we're always going to be heading for a downturn, but he's just made it 10 times, 100 times worse than it needed to be. This is going to be the worst, the deepest, the longest economic crash the world has ever seen. And I think the only countries that are going to be able to ride this out are going to be those with the BRICS currency when that comes into play next year. Those that have gold. I know that the United States has the biggest gold reserves, but China is actually doing very well. They've also just found another gold hole with gold in it. Huge amount of gold. But you see, the thing about gold is not just something to secure your economy on, it's also something to control the economy, just like you do with the dollar. Where you can increase inflation. You know, if inflation increases, you increase the interest rates and you can hopefully bring down inflation. Well, they are controlling the market of gold and the price of gold. They won't flood the market with gold unless it's deliberate to do so. Because obviously it'll have the same effect. It will bring down the value of gold because there's plenty to be had. And there is a lot of gold. There is enough gold to half the price of gold, even in this market. But they won't do that, would they? It's just like the housing markets. Why would the developers build more houses, which brings down the value, the prices of these houses? The only people who are going to force those people to build those houses is the governments. Force them to build homes, starter homes for people. And it will bring down the price of housing. It's about supply and demand, isn't it? It's the same old story, isn't it? Right across the board, whether it be gold, the dollar, or housing. Anything, in fact. If there's copious amounts of it, the price will be cheap. Now, unless it is rare earths. You have Donald Trump saying, "Oh, well, these rare earths. I want a bit of Canadian rare earths," since I just bought 10% of Canadian rare earths. And then there's a bit of that, a bit of that, you know, all these rare earths and what have you. It's going to take you 25 years to be in a position to process the bloody stuff. China's already there. They've already got their processing in place. In fact, they send a lot of their rare earths to the processing plants from other locations around the world and process it in China. And the reason they do that is because of the cost. The cost of processing. You see, these rare earths are actually quite cheap. Processing, grading, etc. Once they got a lot of rare earths, I've got all these rare earths, but if you ain't got the right means to process it, you haven't got rare earths. It's like having iron ore without a foundry. Anyway, that's the end of my rant. But let's be honest, they're all thick and dumb. That they are. And I didn't say once, like, oh, damn me, I even wrote it on my notes, my bullet points. Please boop and like the channel and this video. And maybe share it with a friend or two. And hopefully the views might go up, because I have slowed down on my uploads just recently. For the simple reason that they're not getting any views. Not to speak of anyway. So I've slowed down. So hopefully that will turn a corner, and then I might look at increasing it again. But we're going to be doing one main video, unless something I want to talk about. And then with shorts as well. not all shorts that you wear. No, I'm talking about short videos, little ones, verticals, and a few lives will do. So anyway, it's time for me to go. I'm going to say toodaloo now, but say please beat the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. There's also super thanks and stuff like that. And I want to thank people who have already done that. Now, I haven't managed to respond to your super thanks. It's just that I've been trying to earn some money, all right? Because the channel's taken a real big dive, and because of that, I haven't been able to work on the channel. I've had to do stuff elsewhere as well. So just trying to keep the channel moving forwards the best that I can, and hopefully we can. Hopefully we'll see YouTube being nice again, because very rarely is it nice with my videos. It doesn't like me. Is it my accent? Am I turning people away with the way I speak? I can't help it. It's who I am and what I am, and that's kind of what comes out of my fucking mouth. Alright? And I'm not going to change because I can't be bothered. Alright? Why should I change? To suit an algorithm. Maybe it's the algorithm that understand my Norfolk. Anyway, links are down below. We're still rewilding here in France. I'd like to thank the person who did a donation yesterday and the day before. Much appreciated, it really is. And it's a nice little project we're doing, planting loads of trees, you see. And here in France, and we've done way over 600 trees. We're doing about 1,000 to 1,500 trees on 2 hectares of land that we've got here in France. And if you want a tree, links are down below. And I make little signs to go with the tree with our lasers and stuff that we do. So anyway, it's time for me to go. I'll say toodaloo, you know, and I'm sorry it wasn't a dog walk video, but it's being down with rain, and my dogs don't like the rain, and nor do I. Toodaloo, have a lovely day. Love you all.